Moving on, Pakistan has been sponsoring and aiding terror organizations on its soil to launch terror attacks in India and Afghanistan. Despite the fact that the entire world, including India, are taking decisive measures to fight the novel coronavirus, Pakistan's efforts to disturb peace and harmony in India remains unflagging. Our report. The world is busy in fighting the COVID-19, but in Pakistan, there is no lockdown in terror factories and no slowdown in the terror business. Rather, these outfits are busy in conspiring terror strikes in neighboring India. According to investigative reports, there are about 40,000 terrorists in Pakistan, of which many have been declared as international terrorists by the United Nations. Most of these terrorists belong to the banned terror organizations like Jamaat-ud-Dawa and Jaish-e-Mohammed, whose leaders Hafiz Saeed and Masood Azhar are roaming free and continuously running their terror operations with impunity in Pakistan. Moreover, Pakistan authorities are consistently playing a major role in training and recruitment of terrorists for these outfits.
FATF is to meet in Paris in the month of October. Pakistan is desperately trying to hoodwink the world. They're taking so-called actions against terrorists and are wanting to pass anti-terrorism bills. All these are designed basically to avoid being put into blacklist. While the world has been busy fighting pandemic, terrorists in Pakistan have been roaming free and have been thinking of new ways of how to carry out further chaos and mayhem in the subcontinent as well as Afghanistan.
Pakistan's secret agencies even use these terror proxies to carry out attacks on religious sites in India to create communal differences. Ever since the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation of Sri Ram Temple in Ayodhya, terrorists are constantly trying to target it, reveals intelligence reports. Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Maulana Masood Azhar stated in a message that he wants to offer prayers at the site while issuing threats that the construction of the Ram Temple was illegal. He even said that he would try every means to stop the construction of the temple. These state-backed terror outfits are the recurrent drivers of violent religious extremism in Pakistan too. They constantly target the minority communities in the country. The Islamists even stalled the construction of Sri Krishna Mandir in Islamabad. It is yet another reminder of religious extremism deeply rooted within Pakistan's establishment.
They feel that there will be huge communal violence in India, where they will get maximum media payoffs and maximum international attention. It clearly indicates the mindset of religious outlook of Pakistan. Notwithstanding the problems that they have within their own country, they continue to ignore those problems and continue to focus on how to create chaos and mayhem and communal disharmony in India.
There are thousands of illegal madrasas or religious schools in Pakistan where Islamic fundamentalism forced many youth to join jihadi activities. Pakistan has been on the grey list of the Financial Action Task Force since June 2018 and was given a warning in February this year to complete a 27-point action plan. Failing to comply with its guidelines, Pakistan is now pretending to increase financial curbs on terror organizations by proposing legislations related to the FATF as part of the country's efforts to escape from being blacklisted by the Global Money Laundering and Terrorist Financing Watchdog. However, such revelations of terrorists operating freely in the country expose the real face of Pakistan before the world.